again. Looks like we had a glitch.
Are you depressed?
Tell me if you saw that, you guys. Looks like there was a little glitch, but we're back on.
Are you depressed? Guys, we've included some of your comments in this very video. Coming up, what do you think about those that we chose? Should you have been included? And we have a high note coming up, so stay tuned. Hi guys, we're taking a closer look, you guys. Are you seeing these shifts where some people that used to bash other groups are getting all kinds of wake-up calls? What do you think about it? Like the video ends here. Hard for you to listen to? All these meltdowns? Or is it important for some to hear? Let's watch our own video together.
3 things I want to tell you about jealousy, and the third one I especially think you'll want to hear. 1. Jealousy.
So you guys, we're here. Glad that you're in the room. We're going to be talking about jealousy today. Want to get your feedback. You guys are going to see some of your recent, or we even have some classic comments from you guys. Check out the comments. They will be coming up. We'll hear from you. Today's topic is jealousy. Hope you guys are in the comfortable, toasty, just very, very at ease, at peace. You know, when you come to model poetry gatherings, model poetry lives, you are so welcome. You guys so much. Now make sure you leave a like, make sure you give a thumbs up, leave a comment. We've been including you guys' comments in our videos, in our lives. You're going to see some of your comments in this live. Now, this is important. We're developing a really thought-provoking and warmth-building community where people can share their ideas, where they communicate so much from their comments. Your very comments are helping to develop and cultivate this community. So it's very important. We love hearing from people like DJ123, like it is starting something new, and we are having media are interested in interviewing us. So you never know where someone put up some of our media and there goes your comments. So it's really a community where we're not just talking, but we're listening. So let's look at the intro again, and we're going to get right into it.
Are you depressed? Guys, we've included some of your comments in this very video. Coming up, what do you think about those that we chose? Should you have been included? And we have a high note coming up. Tuned. Hi guys, we're taking a closer look, you guys. Are you seeing these shifts where some people that used to bash other groups are getting all kinds of wake-up calls? What do you think about it? Like the video ends here. Hard for you to listen to? All these meltdowns? Or is it important for some to hear? Let's watch our own video together.
3 things I want to tell you about jealousy, and the third one I especially think you'll want to hear.
Okay, you guys, let's get into this video about jealousy. Write in the comments, have you dealt with somebody being jealous of you? How do you deal with it? Have you been in settings where you couldn't quite pinpoint it, but you felt there was jealousy there? Have you been jealous of others? How have you dealt with those feelings? Okay, let's get into the video.
1. Jealousy, though a natural emotion, can be deeply destructive when left unchecked. Allowing jealous people to hold you back, stifle your jealousy often stems from insecurity and resentment, which they may project on subtle or overt ways. Whether they criticize your ambitions or downplay your achievements, their negativity is designed to keep you from advancing. Recognizing these behaviors is essential, as their jealousy should never become the reason you abandon your dreams or doubt your abilities. 2. Jealous individuals often sabotage a way of coping with their own perceived shortcomings. They might plant seeds of doubt, undermine your confidence, or create barriers to keep you at their level. Letting them influence your decisions risks your progress and prevents you from reaching your full potential. Surrounding yourself with supportive and uplifting people who genuinely celebrate your wins is far more beneficial than allowing envious individuals to shape your path. You owe it to yourself to prioritize your growth over their insecurities. 3, your journey is unique, and no one else's jealousy should control it. Holding yourself back to appease others only sacrifices your happiness. Instead, use their jealousy as fuel to push forward and achieve your goals.
In the room, you guys are wonderful. It's lovely in here, nice and warm. So what do you guys think? What do you think about the live? Leave your comments. Have you dealt with jealousy? When you go to YouTube, when you go to different platforms, are you looking up, or do you kind of like a float away to another place? What are your thoughts, guys? Okay, let's get back into this video about jealousy.
Gaining a positive mindset and focusing on your ambitions, you can rise above their negativity. Remember, their jealousy reflects their issues, not your capabilities or worth. Never let their fears and limitations define your future. Are you dealing with jealousy? How do you overcome discouragement? How did you handle someone trying to bully you or pull you down? Leave a comment and encourage someone else. And again, like and subscribe to help grow this message.
All right, you guys, what did you think of today's episode?
So guys, what are your thoughts so far? You know, it is really a challenge in every day. Often you'll see so much more of the culture focused on what other people have, focused on what other people are doing. And you know, whether you are somebody who has kids, oh, by the way, you guys, this is the Early Owego Antique Center, one of our sponsors. You guys know how we feel about them. So definitely definitely support, and let us know if you ever go to these places, what you think of these places. Let us know that you support us. Leave comments, guys. Leave lots of comments. We might include them in future videos, and we have more comments coming up from you guys. So tell us if you like the comments that we are including. When somebody writes a comment, it means that it's an issue that's really compelling to them. That's part of how this community is building, by these comments. So thank you guys. And you see, a lot of the images you're going to see are from the Early Owego Antique Center. Amazing place. So always show comments. Also comment about our sponsors whenever you can, because when you support them, you support us. Okay, guys. So you know, maybe in school, you've dealt with a bully. Flat Rock is another one of our supporters, you guys, and Guggin coming up. But maybe you have been in a situation in school where somebody was just really unfair to you. And maybe they actually turned things around so it looked like you were the person that was doing something unkind. I've seen that happen. I saw that happen specifically years ago, and it can be a very, very disorienting and troubling thing for somebody to deal with. Oh, here's some of your comments, guys. You're gonna see them throughout the video. Let us know what you think. You guys, like, this is Lady of Wisdom. Lena Abanmili made a comment recently. Let's see who else is here, you guys. DJ 1 2 3. You guys know DJ is becoming famous on our channel. Who? Addie Joy. So we love to hear your comments, so keep them coming. You might see your name if it's Miss Chicken Sandwich or Addie Joy or Anita or Elizabeth. You know, we might include you, so definitely keep those comments coming. When we go to talk to media outlets, we're going to be talking a lot about how you guys are contributing through your comments. So you guys, I did see a situation where there was bullying, but because they looked like the person that was in a less senior position, they turn the other person into the villain in people's eyes, or at least they try to. Have you ever seen something like that? Have you ever experienced where you're actually trying to do the right thing, you're actually trying to do something kind, and what you're saying or doing is twisted? And that can be very, very uncomfortable, very disorienting and confusing when something comes out of your mouth, when something is expressed, and then you're kind of shocked by how it's turned into something else. So that's what we want you guys to talk about. Have you ever, write a comment, write a quick comment, express yourself, give a thumbs up. Have you guys ever experienced that where somebody is jealous of you? And because of that feeling of jealousy, they are just kind of, you can see this guy in this picture. He's being withered, like it's such a drain. So have you ever been in that kind of situation where you are really looking to be supportive, be kind, but someone is trying to shame you, somebody wants you to be looking down, somebody wants you not to have confidence, not to have, be inspired, somebody wants you to feel small? Have you had that experience? We always talk about on this channel how you go to your loving creator for everything that you're going through, no matter how someone is trying to put you down or belittle you or what you're doing. And people talk about sports or accomplishments, maybe professional accomplishments, as ways to build your confidence, but those can be ephemeral because you could be designated for a particular reward or some kind of public acknowledgement. And sometimes the public, the crowd, can be fickle. So if you're relying on that for your happiness, as you see this guy, looking happy, don't let that happiness come from those external sources, because they can take that away from you. See, but your loving creator doesn't stop loving you. So it's not like you get up one day, the public can think this about you, they can extol you, they can say this about you, and you don't know what it's going to be the next day. So if you are looking for those, external validations constantly, somebody was talking about that with one of the recent major events in our country, and they were talking about some of the outfits and some of the things. Now, we don't like to be critical, especially on that level, but the idea that if there are times when they're attention seeking, let's say, now we all want a little bit of attention. I think sometimes some people may want it in different ways. Some people may really want that attention from their partner, from their friends, from their family, from their immediate community, and in healthy ways. But if they don't get it, they can also have that ability to have, go within for how they feel about themselves. So you might see someone that looks a little attention seeking, and yes, we have to have grace for others, but the more sometimes people are not able to go inside for those feelings of health and really, loving who they are, the more they may look to the outside for it. So be aware times when you feel really down. You feel really, really down. Now, I know there are people who literally don't have enough food or have issues with housing. You see all of the things that are happening, and those things are not to be diminished in any kind of way. We must have compassion for others, help when you can. But let's take this instance when what you're dealing with is emotional. Think about it. One of the last times that you really felt sad, physically, or was it because of how you perceived others at you? Or you saw, wow, this person has a mansion, they post something, they get millions of likes and views and reposts, and here I am, struggling with this. Or you're having trouble in your romantic or friendship relationship, and you're looking like, oh, but these people just posted on social media. It always looks like things are going so great between them. Isn't it amazing sometimes when you see a relationship in the public eye and maybe you're like, oh, I'd like to have something like that, or wow, they seem to have everything. And then one day you hear, not that you ever want anything like that for anyone else, but then one day you hear that they've broken up, sometimes. And again, you don't want that for anyone, but it makes you think, wow, you were putting your attention on this public couple that was showing you didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. You didn't human just like you, celebrating highs, dealing with difficulties, all of these things. And the energy that you put looking down and thinking about what someone had, you could have put into cultivating what you love to do. Sometimes cordoning off yourself in some ways to do your gardening. If you love gardening, to do your cooking, even if you're not posting about it, to, taste some sweet little things that you like to enjoy, to take a walk by the beach, if that's something, by water, which can be so, we as in this community, some of you guys, we've gone back and forth about the water, the beauty of water and how we feel so invigorated about it. We've talked about Sade and other people like that. So, or, going outside, being amongst the trees, people have talked about how healthy it is. They literally have, now again, this is not professional advice, always consult a professional to listen to the live, but people have literally talked about scientific evidence. They've alleged that being in those greens actually has a positive physiological effect on you. So with those people presenting that kind of information, it makes you think, what is the power of just going outside and walking in the grass? Or if you're somewhere where it's cold, loading on some clothes and still stepping out into nature, safe areas, of course. So it's really worth thinking about. Now, you can do these things, right? And have this private, sweet little world that you set up for yourself. If you have a little fireplace, you can cozy up next to your fireplace or next to your heater or in your little garden or even just in your little room reading, or go for, you don't have to tell anybody about it all the time. And then you can come back with your spouse or your friends or your family or whatever and get that. But you can take those moments and they're yours. You don't have to necessarily share them with everyone. You don't have to look for the external. You can have this little smile on your face that you waited all week to have, this little treat, something that you bought in some little store or something that you got from your garden, or just the revealing of your own piece of artwork, something that you created. And there in your room alone, nobody else is around, and you're taking, I'm telling you, look at some of your comments, guys. You guys are so amazing. I am telling you that this is probably something that they'll start talking about soon. The value of having your relationship and having having it be private, like like your marriage, private. It's okay to share certain things sometimes, but I think people are going to talk more and more about the excitement of keeping things private. Now, I think we've gained a lot too in society by people not being ashamed of what others have done to them. That's something that we should never, that's something that we're relinquishing more and more as a society. When someone has been a victim of something, when someone has done something to someone else, you should not be the one to be ashamed. The shame that should be attached to doing something evil or unkind or unfair, I think that's legitimate. Not that you should stop trying or walking in love, but if you have the intention of doing something that's unkind or unfair, then there's shame that's attached to that I think can be legitimate. And then you work on being a better person. You ask, in my opinion, you ask the loving creator for forgiveness, and then you try to forgive yourself, And I think it's so important. So again, that's a different kind of shame. When somebody has done something to you, that's not right. They should feel ashamed. But you should not feel ashamed to talk about the difficulties and the challenges that you've had, because sometimes people talking about it, you'd be amazed that, wow, you didn't know all these other people had this experience. You thought it was just you. Maybe somebody's going to school and they're being talked about and they're being harassed and they think it's just them. So they're very quiet. I've seen that where somebody not expecting that any quietly confided in someone else that such and such had happened. And the person is like, me too. I know what you're talking about. I've seen that person do that. This happened. And it's like a weight is lifted. So those things, I think society is being moved forward, that people are encouraged to share hurtful things and to say, no, they're not going to go for that. But in terms of your private joys, your private moments, you could just get under your covers and have a moment of warmth and gratitude that you are in a cozy, sweet home. And you don't have to tell everybody about it. You don't have to post. You're grateful. Or if you're not in a home, that you take a moment to be grateful that you're alive and that you have the intelligence and the fortitude and the hope to get back to where you want to be, or to get to where you want to be. And you can smile to yourself. It doesn't have to be for everybody. And some things you can share. They can invigorate and inspire others and inspire others. But you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. Again, this is not professional advice, but imagine if next week you take 3 cozy moments to yourself. 3 cozy moments to yourself. You don't post about them. You don't talk about them. And start having conversations with your loving creator that are not about other people's validation. And you start seeing how you start to grow. And you start to feel so much larger than you felt when you were relying on other people's validation. Now, sometimes we say, give a like you see on the screen, give a like, give a comment, share. That does help what we're doing to go further. Part of making this video is sharing it with people, getting others to think. And you guys, with your beautiful comments, like you see on the screen, have been showing us that the work that we do here matters to you. So yes, I think there's a value to sharing, but there's also a value to remembering to take those moments for yourself. And if somebody's making fun of you, whether it's in your school or on your job, let me tell you, privately, you don't have to announce this to anyone. Privately, you can smile to yourself that you are grateful, that you are not a person that is struggling in that way, that they feel they need to belittle someone else in order to feel good about who they are. And you can smile to yourself, not visibly necessarily to anyone else. You don't want to, do anything that makes the bullier or whoever, you don't have to exacerbate the situation. You don't want them to, them to perceive it as you being like you're better than them or anything like that, because that's not what it is. But in your private moments, you can express gratitude that you're a person who will overcome jealousy, if that's what it is, or that you've grown, that instead of being jealous, you can be grateful that that person is experiencing something great the way you want to. I really believe that often, when the moment you are ready to celebrate somebody else's wins, that's the time when you're ready for your own win. I honestly believe that the moment somebody else, I remember being in a position where straight out of school. I'm not sure. Me and a friend that I would spend time with, I think we were both looking for work at the time. And she was like, oh, I got something. And I was like, oh, wow. I think I was still looking at the time. And, when you're right out of school, like everything is ahead of you. So you're not like, you don't even have time for jealousy or this and that. You're so excited because there's so much that's possible. So it's like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy for you, even though I hadn't had anything at the time. And then the next time she and I met up, I had also gotten something, and I had truly been happy for her, even though I didn't have anything at the time. And then she was like, oh, I'm getting paid this much, she said. And it was like, whoa, it was a good deal more than I was being paid or could have imagined at that time. But I was like, wow, I was genuinely happy for her. Again, when you're straight out of, you just have you have so much excitement because everything's ahead of you. And I think maybe sometimes the jealousy can come in when you feel like your opportunities have been diminished or unfairly either stripped or minimized, by others. And it's understandable. I used to feel like, oh, these, people who, oh my gosh, they're just so, why, people ask why are people being haters and stuff like that. I feel like, not that being a hater is ever good, but I feel like I understand it more. And I'm not going to be a hater. I do not condone it. I know it's not healthy for other people, because I know the minute you become a hater is the minute you're letting go of your own opportunities, in my belief, and you're going further and further in to losing that connection with your own opportunities until you stop, doing that, and you look for others to be happy. So anyway, so she was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, wow, because it was so much. And then the next time I saw her, I was making what she had said, if not that or more, And I don't know if I was conscious of it at the time. There go your comments again. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for all your comments. Write more comments so we can include them in our work. So yeah, I don't know if I was conscious of it at the time, but now looking back, I felt like God was preparing me for the good things that were coming. And I feel like my responses might have, and I say this very humbly, but it might have helped it. I look to God for everything. I'm not saying that it was of my own doing, but I feel like maybe my response helped to invite those blessings in, because I truly wanted her to be happy. And everything she got that I never, felt jealous of or discouraged her about or whatever, everything she got, I got that or more. And it wasn't, I didn't see it that way at the time. But looking back, I was like, wow. It was like she was introducing me to my future. And I think if I would have looked down on her, and I don't know, we don't know how things work. I'm paraphrasing, but the Bible says his ways are not our ways. I'm paraphrasing. But so I don't know, but that was what I felt like. I felt like she was introducing me to my future. And I felt like by having a loving response, I was giving an opening to those blessings that wanted to pour in. So I'm glad we are, that we've talked about jealousy today. And I want to know from you guys, we would love to include it in an upcoming video. We would love to include it in an upcoming live in the comments. Like I said, the media are starting to reach out, or, wanting to talk to us, wanting to interview us. We want to be able to have, maybe if they throw up a clip or something like that, your words to be there, whenever it's possible. So we love you guys so much. We want to thank, all of you guys, we always say, whether you have 300 million followers, 3 million followers, 3 followers or 0, we thank you so much. You are so important to us, every single one of you. And we don't go by what it seems some in the mainstream go by, the number of likes or the number of reposts or comments or followers that somebody has indicates their importance. We don't believe that. And we're very grateful to some of the celebrities who followed us, who have recognized us. Naomi Campbell being kind to us before we were ever known, really on that level. Following us, supermodel Naomi Campbell, supermodel Kathy Ireland, supermodel Nikki Taylor, following us out of the blue. It's just, we're so grateful. Even CBS's show, The Good Fight, following us unexpectedly. That and powerful companies, productions, the Stan Lee Foundation following us. Then seeing, you don't have to have certain numbers. You don't have to have certain, we see what you're doing as important. We see you as important. Steven Tyler endorsing us. Supermodel Andy McDowell, also a legend. Super actress Alfre Woodard, who's been recognized by the New York Times. And I know it sounds like a contradiction sometimes if we note something like the New York Times or somebody in mainstream media or a celebrity as having acknowledged us. It sounds like a contradiction. Like, didn't you just say that those outlets don't matter or the size doesn't matter? I understand. But sometimes somebody who has received recognition, acknowledging you as you're walking along your way, especially when you feel like in other areas you're being dismissed. We did have maybe some companies that, that we talked to, and they were like, go to corporate, this and that. They tell you to go this way and that. But then Amazon wants to, shout us out right on Twitter or X. We didn't even have to beg, and it's just amazing, those that just easily connect with you. You don't have to beg them when you have, well, we'll get into it more, but thank you guys so much for listening to us, for coming to the show, for liking the lives, for your comments, which, we go to see the comments, even the comments during the live. When the video becomes a video on demand, the other videos that we have, you never know. And as we go on this journey, we'll be bringing up your thoughts and ideas as this community is really being built largely in the comments. So we love you guys so much. Go to modelpoetry.com that you see on the screen. Look for the amazing people, celebrities there. Even Doja Cat has been kind to us. Look for them there. Look at some of the writers, musicians, oh my goodness, you guys who have contributed, who have said things to us. The companies that are sponsoring us. We talked about the early Owego Antique Center, amazing, and amazing. Flat Rock, amazing people too. Guggin, amazing people and amazing places. You guys know we love natural and organic. The Finger Lakes has been coming together. They love us. Upstate New York, and beyond. We love you guys so much, so much. Thank you for everything, you guys. We love you. Leave a like, leave your comments, share. We love you, and we'll see you next time.